welcome to the Hudson County Show. Pat O'Melia here, your concerned Hudson County residents. Why we do this show. We should shut that heater off while we're at it, too, because now I hear it. We're doing this show live, as you can tell. We're live on livestream.com. You should be downloading that app. It's free to use. A lot of programming on there besides myself. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Comcast 190. We're live everywhere but on Optimum. But I am impressed that Optimum now is going to do FTP, so we don't have to snail mail shows to them anymore. So little by little, they're creeping in to today. Well, we got a way to go. They basically broke into color TV right now. But we're live everywhere else. If you have some questions, some comments, or anything of that nature, you can tweet it to us at JC Hudson Media. You can Facebook us. We'll put it up on the screen and all that stuff. We'll answer. We got a lot of politics going on. You should probably have a ton of questions as to what's going on in the county of Hudson. As Bob Menendez tries to sort out Korea, you probably should be working in Hudson County. Korea is easy. Hudson County is a tough one. But you have any questions, send it. You got HMG TV shows there. You can send me an email. Say, Pat, I got a problem. Send me an email. I can help you county-wise. I can help you in your municipalities, your consumer issues. But I got a real consumer issue. I'm going to start where it is in Ocean County and work it up this way. But I got a consumer issue. A company called NJR Home Services, part of NJ Natural Gas. If you need to get in touch with me, like I said, you can email me there. You can tweet us. You can get us on Facebook. We're the easiest people to get a hold of. What are we going to talk about on today's show? Well, we're going to talk about the Hudson County HCDO implosion. You got the mega powers, Steve Fulop and Brian Stack versus the rest of the HCDO. And what's at stake? Well, Tom DeGeese's job as county exec and the entire county government. The two mega powers want to take over. We're going to talk about Murphy's tax plan. He just announced his first budget. Kind of sadly to say, it sounds a lot of Florio-ish to me. Mayor Fulop has settled a $400 million lawsuit with the Port Authority. We ain't getting no $400 million, but it's probably the best we could get. We're going to talk about the STEM showcase at the Liberty Science Center. Some of the best and brightest from Hudson County were there. McNair well represented. Union City High. We didn't add it up yet. It's probably neck and neck with Union City High and McNair as to how many kids we interviewed. We got events from all your towns. We're going to talk a little Gateway Tunnel if we can get to everything. We got the Bayonne mayoral debate. I'm going to talk to you a little bit. Student protest. Toys R Us. We all grew up as Toys R Us kids for the most part. I spent many years at Toys R Us as Mr. Nintendo. My kids were at Toys R Us as we grew up through Jersey City and North Bergen. I think North Bergen now is a gym. But that was a great Toys R Us, but now they're gone. They're going to have some liquidation sales, and it's sad that Toys R Us are gone. Hopefully we can get to that. I want to talk a little bit about it. But right now we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show, and you're watching it live. Of course, you can't watch it on Optimum in North Hudson or Bayonne because they can't do it live. Everywhere. If you're watching me live right now. Unless you're watching me later on in the day. From noon to 1 o'clock, we're live. When you're watching us again on Facebook or livestream.com, then we're pre-recorded. The mega powers are taking on the HCDO. Brian Stack, Steve Fulop. We can call them the Batman and Robin of Hudson County. They've got vision for Hudson County. Before I go through all this, just let me explain. When you live by the political sword, you will eventually die by the political sword. It's an adage that we've been working with for years and years. It's the Geese, Stack, Fulop. You got to throw Sacco's name in there too. I think, in my opinion, Tom DeGeese is collateral damage. I think this is an out-and-out grab for the county of Hudson with the mega powers Stack and Fulop. This is the county itself, sheriff's department, the schools, high-tech, county prep. There's a lot of jobs, a lot of patronage. Don't kid yourself. This is not Shangri-La. This is politics. This is real world. And what politicians need, besides your vote and your money, is a place to put their troops, their soldiers, the people that they work on their campaigns constantly, the people they can count on when they're going to campaign. You want to keep them people around. And you got friends and families too, but you got to keep your troops together and employed. So what caused the mega powers, Stack and Fulop, to go after DeGeese now, his job, a year and a half away from the primary? That we haven't nailed down yet, but there's probably some good reason. Could it be the assembly seat from Vinnie Pietro? Could it be they didn't want DeGeese gathering up the support of the other mayors? Well, unbeknownst to Fulop and Stack, they already got the other 8 mayors. Now, I think Turner hasn't officially said it, but, Richie's very tight with Menendez and Alvio Siri, so I'm sure it's going to be the 8 mayors against 4. And the 4, again, is the mega powers themselves, Brian Stack, Steve Fulop, Union City, Jersey City, and then the other guys that are with them, Dr. O'Kay in West New York and Bali and Robbie in Hoboken. These are 2 guys that should stay the hell out of this, because neither one of these are exactly in strong positions in Hoboken or West New York. The council in Hoboken is ready to overthrow Raleigh at any moment, and it's probably worse in West New York. I'm pretty sure the commissioners in West New York are more loyal to other political figures in West New York than they are to the mayor himself, Roque. So those 2 guys better hope that this roll of the dice works for them, because the powers that be in the HCDO, and these are some savvy individuals, are not going to forget this. And when you're not in complete control of your own political domain, you probably should sit tight. But they jumped. Now they're in it, and you're going to see the sniping will begin. Like I said, I believe DeGeese is collateral damage. Because it's hard to throw a rock at Tom for the work he's done as county exec. I've had my issues with Tom going back from his days when he was a councilman in Jersey City. But you really can't knock what he's done at the county. And the names you hear thrown around as replacements, there's compromises, they're trying to ward off all that war, and I don't think that's going to work. I think we're going to be very reminiscent of the early 2000s with Glenn D. Cunningham and Bob Menendez when those 2 guys went at it. I think that's going to happen, but there are people, saner minds, are trying to avoid all this, and they are compromised candidates being thrown around. Tom DeGeese is going to be a tough act to follow, because Tom has done the job. He has done everything you can expect a county exec to do, and I've had my problems with Tom as county exec because his goal was to get out of rented buildings and leased buildings. He didn't want to write checks to landlords somewhere, and that money left the county. Tom wanted to have all departments and agencies under a county roof in a county-owned building, and that's what he did. He County Plaza, 830 Bergen Avenue, the Freeholders Building, on and on. DeGeese was purchasing land, predominantly in Jersey City, where we lost the ratables. It didn't help Jersey City losing huge swaths of land between the county and the community college. But Tom's job was to make the county of Hudson, the county government, as efficient and cost-effective as possible. And keeping the money in-house was the best way of doing it. Whoever follows Tom DeGeese is going to have one tough act to follow. And you can't put in knuckleheads, good to hear Alexa's on the job over there, in those positions. So you've got to have somebody who's going to be able to maintain what Tom DeGeese does. I believe Tommy is done. You know, Tom's done a good job. They'll find a soft landing place for Tom, and a compromise will be reached somewhere. I don't think it's going to be very soon. Unfortunately, the battle lines are going to be drawn, and I think those battle lines are probably Kennedy Boulevard. You know, it's hard to determine exactly what is the jump-off point of this whole situation, what caused these guys to jump. You got Bob Menendez. You know, listen. Bob has a lot of influence in Hudson County. He is still he's the bacon guy. He's the guy that has controlled this county for a long time. He's up for election in November, and we got to do all we can to get Bob reelected. He doesn't need this. He needs a strong, combined Hudson County, all with one purpose, all pulling on the same end of the rope, all the cliches. He needs that. He doesn't need a torn one. Now, what's going to roll over, this whole mess is going to roll into Bayonne, where Davis is going to support DeGeese, when that's going to cause the mega powers to want to take him out. Now, I believe Bob Menendez, from what I understand, is going to go all in on Jimmy Davis. So the mega powers will go all in on James O'Donnell. And listen, Davis isn't in that strong. That's really going to toss up situation in Bayonne. And nobody, even Bob Menendez, cannot match Brian Stack for the soldiers. Brian Stack, you know, he's like that Pied Piper guy. You know, it's like Ant-Man, Brian Stack, if you watch Marvel. He can have a whole swarm of ants go into Bayonne, and they will be everywhere, handing out leaflets, knocking on doors, making sure to get the vote out. Nobody's better than that, than Brian Stack. Now, that costs money. Brian, you know, he spent a ton of money. He's in the hole, I believe, between the primary and the general election, getting out the vote for Governor Murphy. But who has money? The other half of the mega powers, Steve Fulop. Steve Fulop is sitting on a tremendous amount of money, plus a PAC that he didn't get to use from the governor's run that he isn't really involved in, but he can direct. But the thing with Steve Fulop, he can print money. He holds a fundraiser. A lot of people at his fundraiser. This guy can generate money to fund a campaign in Bayonne. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. We'll be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together.
We be back. We be live. We be the Hudson County Show. You be a concerned Hudson County resident. So you watch this thing. And you watch it on so many different formats. Live stream, YouTube, Facebook, Apple TV, Google Chromecast, the Roku system there. Basically, anything that is web-enabled and you can stream on, you can watch us. That's why the live stream app, download it. You can watch it live as we go on. Same thing with YouTube. Become a subscriber. Is that what a subscriber at YouTube? Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on live stream, all that good stuff. But getting back, before we jump to our next topic, staying with the HCDO war, will there be a compromise? Will everybody be all together? In June, the leadership for the HCDO is up. Right now it's Vinny Pietro. Vinny's going to give up his seat, if he hasn't already. Forget now. I'm so confused here with all the political going on. He's going to he's going to head up the Sports and Exposition Authority out in the Meadowlands. So we got to fill the seat for Vinny Pietro. Maybe that's one of the things that sparked this. But, right, he's also, Vinny, the head of the HCDO right now. And there's going to be a vote as to who becomes the new head of it. Rumor has it Brian Stack wants it. You know, Brian Stack is almost the Steve Harvey of politics. This guy is in everything. You know, he's a state senator, he's the mayor, he's got a bunch of smaller jobs that he does. He's a very busy guy. How does he also run the HCDO? Well, the power. You pick the line. You pick the candidates there. I think Mark Albanese, who is the chief of staff of the city of Jersey City, Brian Stack's former chief of staff, probably the buffer between the mega powers, who I believe in the future will break up like Macho Man and Hulk Hogan did and go after each other. And Mark would be, I can only classify him as like the Miss Elizabeth between the two mega powers. But he'll probably be running the HCDO. There is a fairly hefty salary involved in that. So I can see him becoming a full-time employee of the HCDO and leaving the city of Jersey City. Now, you need committee votes to do that. So Brian has to work the committee people. You got 8 other mayors that will be opposing this. Now, we don't know where Davis is going to be come June. He may not be the mayor of Bayonne. Put it this way. If James O'Donnell becomes the mayor, Jason O'Donnell, excuse me, becomes the mayor in Bayonne, then the HCDO and the old guard's got a real problem, because those committee people, Jersey City and Union City, can probably overwhelm the rest of the 7 communities. So I know there's a meeting of the committee people in Hoboken for Monday where Brian Stack is going to address them in hopes of getting them all behind him. Hoboken's a whole different world over there, so I don't know how that's going to work out for Brian. Let's talk about the Murph man, our governor, Phil Murphy. Had his first budget speech. He proposed his first budget. You've seen it on NJN, NJTV, NJN. And I think maybe you did see it on NJN. You read about it. I'm not really impressed with that. I was hoping, when I was watching it, and the camera's panning the crowd, I see Jimmy McGreevy, and Jim Florio there. And I'm looking at Florio saying, oh, man, don't do a Florio. Don't do a Florio. Kind of did a Florio here. Everything was about raising taxes. And where he's going to do, he's going to raise $1.5 billion in new revenue. And, of course, it's coming from you. He wants to bring the sales tax back up to 7%. Which, he's probably right. How many of us are going to notice that? But really, I feel we were lied to. And the problem is, when your state or your city or your county makes a promise to you, or in this case made a deal with us, because reducing the sales tax was part of jumping the gas tax like 30-some-odd cents a gallon. This was, listen, we're going to take 30 cents a gallon, and we're going to throw you this bone on the sales tax. Fractions were taken off it. Fraction for you and I. For the state of New Jersey, it was like $500 million. But let's don't forget, you got the gas tax money that was offsetting some of that. Murphy wants to bring it back up to 7%. Like I said, that was kind of a deal that the state made with us to boost the gas tax. Now I feel like the state is back and going back on their word. He is going to go after the millionaires tax. We're talking about factions here and fractures in the HCDO. You might have some in Trenton. Not a lot of people are on board with the millionaires tax. As I said before, I'm not on board with taxing people in, their social classes here, their economic classes. I don't believe because you're successful, we should dig deeper into your pocket because you went to school, you got the training, whatever the case is, that you amassed your wealth through hard work and education and dedication, blah, 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 that you should be penalized for that in an effort to help people who didn't do that for whatever reason. That's to say, like the state, you buy a car, you did your homework, and you got the best possible deal on that car. Maybe you worked a little harder with the guy saying, I'm going to pay you cash. You wanted $17,000. I got $16,000 in $100 bills here. So the guy says, 16 grand right in my hand. He takes the deal. You made a good deal. This is the equivalent of the state coming back and saying, you really did a good deal there, but that was too good of a deal. Because you were so smart and you were dedicated and you did your homework and you got the best possible deal for you, we're going to hit you with a little more sales tax. Well, we're going to hit you with a fee when you register that vehicle or title it because you did the due diligence. You went out and did the research. You took days, maybe researching the price of that car and with the best value on it. Since you were so dogged, we're going to tax you on that because the other people, they didn't do that. You know, they just paid what it was, or they just got a cheaper car because, you know, whatever reason. You know, that's what the millionaire's tax is to me. These people went to school, went to college, went to, you know, took residencies or internships or whatever the case is to get to the place they are in life, and we're going to tax them because of their efforts in an effort to help people who didn't make those right decisions, didn't go to school, didn't, you know, simple as that. And it's what we really have here is class warfare, and that's wrong. Murphy is also including in his budget the pot sales, revenue on pot, and you know I can't get an accurate figure on that. Some people are saying it's worth about $80 million to the state. There are some people saying this thing is worth about $200 to $400 million. You know, I'd have to go back and see, you know, when cigarette taxes were really at the heyday, how much that was generating. Because, you know, the state taxed a pack of cigarettes doesn't really cost you $8. I don't smoke. I haven't smoked in like 10 years. It doesn't cost you $8, $9. Most of that is tax. You know, maybe that's how they're going to do the pot. But some people are saying this is buku bucks for the state. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back.
Introducing the MyJCMC app, powered by Practice Unite. The free MyJCMC app puts the power of healthcare at your fingertips. Go to the concierge for access to referrals, scheduling, and appointments, see emergency room wait times, and get directions to Jersey City Medical Center health locations. Read the latest JCMC news through their social media feed, find a doctor, and more. The MyJCMC app. We belong to you.
It takes more than a state-of-the-art medical facility to make a great hospital. It takes a team of dedicated medical professionals. That's the Jersey City Medical Center, Hudson County's #1 hospital. Medical teams consisting of New Jersey's top doctors, Magnet Award-winning nurses, and accomplished hospital associates, all committed to your good health. That's what you have at the Jersey City Medical Center. Make Hudson County's #1 hospital your first choice. Visit us on the web at barnabashealth.org.
We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show, and you're watching it live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on livestream.com, live everywhere you can stream. We're live. Getting back to Governor Murphy's first budget. Coffee, nice and cold. Cold coffee. Like I said, you know, I don't know what the number on the pot revenue is. I'm surprised they didn't put the sports betting in there, at least allude to it a little bit. He also wants to tax ride-sharing services, your Uber, your Lyft, Airbnb, e-cigarettes, anything we're not glomming into. And I understand that he wants to fund, you know, an expanded pre-K, and they want to have free education from pre-K up to 2 years of community college. You know, I understand everything he wants to do, but the problem is when you come out of the gate and you're talking tax and tax, I'll raise tax here, we're going to tax this, we're going to tax that, you fall into the Florio, McGreevy, Corzine. Now, the guy's got 4 years. He doesn't have to jump out like that now. Like I said, they're raising taxes. You know, you're going to have a corporate. They're going to raise the corporate taxes. You know, I know Steve Sweeney was talking about raising it 3%. It's really trying to grab taxes everywhere you can. And I understand what Murphy is doing, but I don't think he needed to come out in his very first address. Well, tax this, tax that, tax this, tax that. And like I said, yeah, it was a bad omen when I seen Jim Florio in the audience. I'm like, oh, man, is he going to do a Florio? He also was going to increase funding to New Jersey Transit. Probably to the tune of about $300-some-odd million a year. I thought a lot of that was coming out of the gas tax. I thought we were going to fund the light rail with the gas tax, and we were going to fund, you know, infrastructure and bridge repairs with the gas tax. That was the whole idea of raising the gas tax to 30 cents or so a gallon. Obviously not, because we're going to take more money out and give it to New Jersey Transit. What he didn't do here in anything in the $1.5 billion in new revenue coming in, none of it is going to your property taxes. None of that. We're gonna fund pre-Ks and community colleges. I think they're going to raise the deduction on the property taxes from $10,000 to $15,000. I would have liked to seen him come out and address the property tax situation, and he kind of did when he talked about having a shared service czar. So, the problem with the shared service czar is we got to pay this guy. So that's another salary that's going to come in. He's right. We need the shared services. Just looking at Hudson County. You take the biggest city in Hudson County, Jersey City. Yeah, we should be doing shared services with the county of Hudson, which you fund, by the way. The state of New Jersey. You take Route 1 and 9 as an example. It's treacherous with potholes down there, and the sewers are concaving in, and you're driving there at night, you don't see this. But actually, the roads county roads are in bad shape. I guess with Buddy Demolier dying, we're not paying attention to filling in potholes on a boulevard. Jersey City streets are rough. And it's really amazing, Jersey City streets, when I get into Union City and North Bergen, I can tell when I'm in Union City or North Bergen because the potholes disappear. Like I'm saying, we're Route 1 and 9, Tunley Avenue. We can do a deal with the state where the city of Jersey City can fill the potholes. But my problem is we're not even filling our own right now. We have to hire more people. But the more we can do shared service-wise, the better off we are. Jersey City's got a lot of parks. The county's got a lot of parks. The state's got parks. We can work together and work with Liberty State Park. There's like $3.5–4 million a year you're paying in taxes to fund that. The shared services make sense. Do we all need, do we need East Newark and Guttenberg in Hudson County? Because they all have governments to them. They have police chiefs and mayors and council people, and they got cars and fuel expenses. There's a ton of expenses. Do we need that? No. Can Guttenberg be annexed by North Bergen and East Newark by Harrison? And you start cutting expenses. That's what we need to do. And Murphy's right. I would have liked to seen him talk more about that and delay some of these taxes that he came out the gate with as the year progresses, or next year, not just coming out tax. The New Jersey Transit funding, New Jersey Transit's got to be able to handle it. It should be able to break even. And that's not the case. You got people funding New Jersey Transit don't take New Jersey Transit. I can't remember the last time. I don't think I was ever on a New Jersey Transit bus. I'd never been on the light rail. I don't think I've ever been on a New Jersey Transit train. I took the path a few times in my life, and a very few times in my life. So why am I paying for New Jersey Transit? He wants to raise the minimum wage to $11 by next year, 2019. Right now, I think it's at $8.44. That's a big jump for small business, and he wants to get from that 11 to 15 in short order. That is going to be a job killer. Now, when we talk about these things, we should do a little research on how things worked in other cities where they just went out and jumped it like that. Seattle didn't work too well for jobs. California didn't work too well for jobs. It sounds good, but who's got to pay that minimum wage? You do. Minimum wage was never meant to raise a family on. It was made, to make sure that people didn't abuse people who work. But it was never meant to raise a family. It was for kids that worked at ShopRite and McDonald's, and seniors who would get jobs past their when they retired, that sort of thing. It was never meant to raise a family of two. It was never meant to be with a minimum wage, not a living wage. And to mandate it, those dollar menus, you're not going to see them if you're paying people $15 an hour. Like in my case with interns here and kids that start. I'm going to start paying these kids $15 an hour to start here. What do I pay the other guys? If I'm going to pay that much, I'm going to throw a few more bucks at it, and I'm going to get some veteran editors to come in. Why do I bother training anyone? If I got to pay someone $15 an hour to start them off training, I'm not going to do that. I'll throw another $3–4 an hour, and I get a guy already come in or a girl who's already fully trained. So that's what the minimum wage is going to hurt. It's going to be hard to become employed. It's going to be hard to get an entry-level job. Because, we all invest time training people. Not all the training works out. And in my place, I raise people as they go along. I don't think anybody's ever come in my studios and asked for a raise. I knew when they needed a raise, but they didn't start at 15 an hour. If I had to pay them that much, I'm not going to go through the problems of training people. I'm just going to, if I got to pay 15, I'm going to throw some more dollars an hour, and I'm going to get somebody who has all the experience. So this is tough. But in the retail world, somebody's got to cover that expense. So that's going to go. It's going to be on the cost of a burger or a sweater or whatever the case you're buying. It's going to be passed along. And you're not going to, you may be all in favor of it, but you're not going to be in favor of the higher prices. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintoproperties.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show. Pat O'Melia here. You are concerned Hudson County resident. We're doing this live for your enjoyment, education, and entertainment. That's why we do this. Let's go over to my home city, Jersey City, where one of the mega powers, Steve Fulop, just finalized a deal with the Port Authority. Fulop had filed a $400 million lawsuit that many of us had no thoughts it would be successful with the Port Authority. But he got something out of it. Now, did he get $400 million? No. But he got something, which is more than we were getting before. Actually, some of this is a little confusing. What Mayor Fulop has agreed to with the Port Authority is he is going to sell a piece of land on Washington Street, or Washington Boulevard, one or the other. I think it's Street. A piece of land where the Port Authority will move their transformers that are presently at the powerhouse, a dilapidated building in the middle of the Renaissance in downtown. And I mean, it's amazing how small the powerhouse is. We're going to talk about making a mega mall and stuff like that. You don't have the room for that down there. Actually, I don't know what you plan on doing down there because there's going to be no parking for whatever you built because we already built out through there, so there will be no parking involved. They're going to give us $7.8 million for this piece of land on Washington, and they're going to move all these transformers over there that run the path in the middle of the town. I'm sure the people in that neighborhood are going to appreciate that. I'm sure they'll decorate it. You won't notice the humming sound that you hear. I'll be keeping you up at night down there. The Jersey City gets the powerhouse, which I thought we had already because I thought we were putting money in that. I thought we were the ones that were painting things and boarding things up. And as far as I know, we were doing the services in there. I thought we owned it. So basically, we're getting $17 million or so for that piece of land, and we're getting the powerhouse. And then we get to deal with the powerhouse, which you probably should take it down. We were taking parts of it down all. That's why I thought we owned it. We've been taking parts of it down all along and boarding it up and painting it and trying to make, putting lipstick on a pig there. Yeah, it might have historic designation. Maybe we can't knock it down. I think that it's too small and too far gone. And I know there was talk about making it like a mall that they have in Baltimore. So where the hell are you getting the land? This thing is like a thumbprint down here. They have agreed to increase tax payments. I'm not even sure how they're increasing tax payments because the Port Authority doesn't pay any taxes, by 70%. They're going to pay us 70% more than they do now, and if I'm not mistaken, that's 0. So that'll be interesting. They didn't put a dollar figure on that 70%. There's going to be a study about putting a path stop in the Marion section. In my childhood, there was a path stop. Go full screen on that. This is the Marion section. This is the end of West Side Avenue. You see, that's the Tops building in the back there. And at one time, West Side Avenue, we would cross over the railroad tracks to Newark Avenue. There was a stop, and you'll see the little houses there. If we can go full screen on that, you'll see the little houses, and those were gate houses. And there were guys in there that would crank the gates up. You see there's a little house over there on the left, and there's another little house. And if you look closely, you'll see the gates, the white and black stripe arms. And you crank them down, and the train would stop there. And there was like little steps. And the people would get off on these little steps and, proceed into the Marion section. This is right where Pacini's is, the end of the road of Pacini's. Now, somebody told me, my sister believes, that the kid and the mother that are there waiting to come back from school might be me. But it's a circa of my time as a child here. But I'm born and raised in this area. This is where it used to be the Villa Capri, was the name of the restaurant before it became Pacini's. But there was a stop there. And people would get off and step down these little wooden steps that somebody would, put up by, I guess the guy in the guardhouse brought the little steps over to the train and people got off. And, you'd never be able to do that today because there's so much friggin' worry about safety. I don't recall anybody getting killed disembarking on those little wooden steps. But, we couldn't do that today. And to build the stop, you have to raise the tracks up, or I don't know how they're going to do that. You have to put platforms there. We would never have little steps like we did back in the 60s there. But at one time, I got to send this picture to Steve Fulop. At one time, there was a crossing. Once those gates went up, you could drive over. You can go from Newark Avenue right over to Broadway. You cross constantly. It's like I said before when we were talking about, school safety and, safe streets and the Business Zero BS. Crossing guards, 10, 15 blocks away from the school. When I went to the school on Broadway, PS 23, once we crossed Broadway, you were on your own. I was a patrol boy. I was one of the kids that crossed you. And once you crossed, you were on your own. Actually, I think the last place you've seen a patrol boy was the walk bridge that eventually was built to go over those tracks. And that was on Van Wagner, going to the tracks. You went over the tracks, and it put you over by Senate Place by Western Electric, and then you proceeded. Now, we were kids. We walked over those tracks. Then we walked within the tracks, going over the dog patch, St. Paul's Avenue. I used to walk on those tracks. We were like the little full of windows, those trapeze people, walking tight ropes. We would walk those tracks all the way from Newark to St. Paul's Avenue as if it was nothing, a whole bunch of us. Somehow we would make it home alive. We weren't hit by cars or trucks. We weren't hit by the trains. A meteor didn't hit us. Concrete didn't fall off the skyway as we walked under it. And we negotiated these streets, and we got home safely. And the parents weren't like, my God, you made it again. It was just normal. These are the same effing streets I crossed yesterday, as my parents did, as I crossed as a kid. And now we're like, well, we got to get Vision Zero. We got to do bump outs and stuff. We got to shorten the intersection for people to cross. The problem with people crossing the street is because they're too freaking stupid. Now remember, I negotiated these streets as a kid, and your parents didn't pick you up then. There were no parents outside in cars, and there were no school buses. You got home on your own. You were 6, 7 years old. You had your little book bag. We didn't have backpacks then. We had a book bag. You got home on your own. Mom wasn't outside in the car, and there was no big yellow school bus. You got home on your own. And we crossed those tracks, and we walked the tracks. And we made it every day. Nobody, it wasn't a one of us that got lost. None of us would go home from school, after school, have some Bosco or whatever, and say, oh, poor little Jimmy didn't make it, got hit by that freight train. No, none of that happened. We all made it because we all at a young age knew how to cross an effing street. That you don't have today, because we don't let these kids do that anymore. We don't let the kids do anything, and that's probably why we have idiots now that walk in the street with the smartphone and all. But I get off the topic. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back.
Plaza Auto Body, 700 Tunley Avenue in Jersey City. Your local collision specialist. Body and fender repair. On-site oven-baked paintwork. Fiberglass repair experts. Custom and classic car restoration. All insurance is welcome. 24-hour towing available. Licensed by the state of New Jersey. Plaza Auto Body, 700 Tunley Avenue, 201-222-3050. Plaza Auto Body, your bumper-to-bumper buddy.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'm here live. You're there live. We're all live. You're watching on your smartphone, your tablet, your TV in Jersey City, your computer, anywhere else, and we're live. Now, this week was it, I guess Monday, right? We were there Monday. Monday, we were down at the Liberty Science Center covering the STEM showcase where the smartest and brightest and some really smart kids were exhibiting from elementary school to high school. I kind of concentrated on the high school kids. We did shoot the elementary school kids from science to biology to all the sciences. You know, it was like the Big Bang Theory everywhere down there. Just that these kids may even be smarter than Sheldon. Now, I want to show you some of these kids. We're going to do a whole, we interviewed like 40 or so, but let's take a look at some of these kids, all Hudson County. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Shivani Patel, and I'm from Dr. Ronald E. McNair Academic High School, and I'm a senior this year, and my project was in chemistry. It's called boron-doped polyaromatic hydrocarbon.
Okay, so I'm Gabrielle Tavares. I'm from Union City High School. And over the summer, I did research at Fairleigh Dickinson University, right? And I wanted to know about the effects of carbon dioxide on seaweed.
Hi, my name is Parth Vora. I'm a senior at McNair Academic High School, and my project was revolving an automatic fire extinguisher to take out fire.
Hi, I'm Mohammed Belmokhtar. I'm from McNair Academic High School. I'm a junior, so 11th grade. Basically, my project is a catalytic converter enhancement.
My name is Vivian Hughes. I attend St. Dominic Academy, and I'm a freshman there. And my project is the hydroelectric filter.
Hi, my name is Anna Perlitsky, and I'm a sophomore at McNair Academic High School. The goal of my project was to develop a radon detector that could continuously monitor radon levels and upload them onto a website which I've developed.
Hi, my name is Nicole Gizzi. I'm a junior at St. Dominic Academy in Jersey City, New Jersey, and I did my project called Peas Please. The basis of my project is basically how I help my fish go from buoyancy issues to floating like normal again.
My name is Viraj Shah, and I'm from High Tech High School, and I'm in sophomore year. And my project is tissue engineered blood vessels. So I made a blood vessel that will be implemented to a human body.
Hi, my name is Beyonce Lee Nunez. I come from Met Charter School in Jersey City. I'm a junior. That's in 11th grade, and my project was about fingerprints. The whole project is about how family members and non-family members can share a similar pattern with the amount of 80%.
So hi, my name is Silali Araga. I attend Bayonne High School, and I am a sophomore. My project was basically modifying the functionality of a steering wheel. I applied heart rate sensors to it in order for it to differentiate between an irregular and a regular heartbeat.
We're back. That's some of the best and brightest there from Hudson County. And as I walked around the exhibit, you know, it's amazing just how smart these kids are, and you felt dumb, you know, trying to just comprehend what their experiments and exhibits were all about. And it was very difficult for some of the judges who kind of shared my opinion, like, man, I'm feeling really stupid around these kids. So I really have a problem when people say, our school systems are broken and our school systems aren't doing the right job. Well, I just showed you a bunch of those who are doing the right. It showed proof that the schools are doing the right job. And eventually, we're working on editing that. When you see these kids, you'll see their project. We'll ID them, what schools and all. Very impressive group down there. And I guarantee you, I have the winners. I guarantee you. When we were talking to these kids and we would bring them up to the mic, I guarantee you, the eventual winners will have them. Let's talk about some events. What do we got going in the fine town of Bayonne today? I see Bayonne, you see Bayonne. I see Bayonne, you see Bayonne. I don't see any Bayonne yet. We're talking Bayonne here. Tonight, we should have my other glasses. Tonight is St. Patrick's Day kickoff. We don't have a flyer on it. That's why you don't have anything. It's at the Knights of Columbus building on Avenue C, 686. Mayor Davis will be there. A bunch of people from Bayonne. It's an evening of Irish music, food, beverages. The Celtic Connection, the ticket, $25 for this. Okay. Well, they got to pay for the parade. Bayonne Community Action agencies in there for reservations. Please purchase your reservations by visiting beof.org. $25. Make sure you eat a lot of corned beef and cabbage and have a few refreshments. You get your money back. Guttenberg, we got a new mayor over there. What we got? We got no flyer? We have a flyer. We got a flyer. Where's the St. Patrick's Day? That's the Bayonne Bridge. That's me. We're doing a good job. In Guttenberg here, St. Patrick's Day Parade, they got a flyer on the 17th. That's this Saturday from 1 o'clock. It's going to start on 66th Street and Madison, and they're going to be marching around, and everybody's going to be Irish, and they're going to be doing that Irish stick dancing stuff going on. How about Sea Caucus? We ready for Sea Caucus? Sea Caucus, Sea Caucus, Sea Caucus. The Wild Rover Pub. Well, that's Sea Caucus. That's the Meadowlands, but okay, that's close to Sea Caucus, across the street. On Sunday, the 18th, it's Kids Night at the Recreation Center. We have a flyer for that. It's for ages 5 to 12. It is free of charge. Sea Caucus residents only, so don't be trying to sneak in there if you're not a Sea Caucus resident, because Ganelli will get you. It's from 5 to 8 p.m., and it's at 1200 Coel Boulevard. Not sure where that is, but if you can only be a Sea Caucus resident, so you know where it is. Union City, the land of one of the mega powers, the deity, Brian Stack. We got a Round Trip, an art exhibit by Walter Sanchez. We got a flyer on this. You got some hands there. You got a hand deal going on. It's Women's History Month. Oh, hold on, I jumped that. The art exhibit is Friday the 16th at the William B. Musto Center. It's 7 p.m. and admission's free. Also, you have Women's History Month. It's a short film that they're screening, I guess, at this also. No, excuse me. I'm jumping to read. It's Women's History Month. You got a short film screening. Got the flyer up there. This is Thursday, March the 15th, which is today, at 7 p.m., so get going. It's also at the William B. Musto Center. Free admission. Go enjoy the screening. And what do we got in the land of Secco? The Kingdom of North Bergen. It's got to be at we got the flyer. It's got to be at the library. North Bergen Free Public Library, yes. That's my buddy Ray. It's the Easter Show by Mayor Stack. The Easter Show by Mayor Sacco and Hugo Cabrera. And the Easter Bunny. We got the Easter Bunny. We got the Easter egg. And there's the Easter Bunny. I see the Easter Bunny. It is Wednesday, the 28th. Mark it on your calendar at 4:30 p.m. at the Kennedy branch of the Public Library and at 6 p.m. at the Rec Center for infants to age 9. So it's all about kids. Face painting, Easter egg goodie bags, as usual. It's the North Bergen Public Library. It's always something going on for the people of North Bergen. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Sea Caucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show. We were talking during the break. I said, that's all from the North Bergen Public Library? No, it isn't. There's more. Yes, there's more. Put it up on that screen. Put a flyer up there. We have a Tai Chi class by Mayor Sacco and Cy Raya. This is Wednesday, the 21st of March at 6:30 p.m. at the main library. You have an Easter egg hunt by Mayor Sacco and Cy Raya and an Easter bunny. And this is going to be Saturday, the 24th at 1 p.m. at the main public library. They're going to hide some eggs around in there. And you got a movie of the month coming up. We got a flyer on that? Yes, we do have a flyer on that. Where is it? I don't know. There we go, Cars 3. It's a screening, and that is going to be Saturday, the 31st of March at 2:30 p.m. at the main public library. Mr. Sacco knows how to take care and entertain the people of North Bergen. Of course, it's the library. Bayonne, let's go. We're going to race through this. We're almost out of the show. We're going to do the Bayonne mayoral debate. It will be the 26th of April at 7 o'clock. We'll be doing it live. Maybe Optimum gets in at that point. I'm not sure. But it will be on Facebook, live stream, all our streaming services. We got Jimmy Davis, of course, the incumbent, and Jason O'Donnell, the challenger. And there's another guy, a third candidate. Normally, I don't let candidates in unless they have a full ticket because I don't want to have a candidate, a solo candidate, whose pure goal is to snipe at the other candidate. He's got nothing to lose. He's in there just to be negative at one candidate. So I got to do a little research on the third candidate. But we definitely are going to have O'Donnell and Davis. And they can't hide. Topic's going to be abatement. It's going to be development. It's going to be the rebound. It's going to be the mosque. Did the city get $400,000 out-of-town employees working there? We'll figure out what we're going to do with the Mitchell guy. You're Jersey City, unless you got a full ticket, we don't put you in. Or at least a ticket. Yeah, you don't want to be shy, a ward person, that's fine. But you just can't. Put it this way. Nobody's going to win. No independent is going to be the mayor of Bayonne without a ticket, getting votes in all the wards. Somebody's got to be out there working the wards. You had a student walkout in protest of the gun situation at the last school massacre. Unfortunately, it was the last one. They were averaging about 2.5, one every 2.5 days. The schools really handled this. A lot of them handled it poorly. You know, it's poorly managed. The kids want to go walk out and protest for 17 minutes. Let them. Why are you making a big issue of that? Have a friggin' fire drill. It's all right. We're going to do 17 minutes at a certain time. We'll have a fire drill at that time. We can march everybody out and they line up there. Yeah, I don't understand why they had to make a big deal out of the protest there. Gateway Tunnel, I'm going to pass up on. I want to get to the Gateway Tunnel. We need funding. I know Congressman King from New York is talking with Trump today. You got to do a little horse trading. Well, next week on the Jersey City Show and the Hudson County Show, I'm going to explain on how this should be accomplished and how you can get funding to do this. Now, listen, you know, it's not like I got some president who's from Wyoming here or Missouri. This guy is from New York. He understands this. But you can't keep attacking this guy and expect him to, well, yeah, let me say he's an idiot, he should be impeached, he's terrible, everything he does is backwards, and then go and say, oh, could you give us some billions of dollars for this tunnel? Come on, you guys got to start working politics and do some horse trading. You know, it's as if we got to send, like, Sacco over there to tell these guys how to work both sides of the aisle. Toys R Us. Years and years ago, to help me as a public speaker in my early radio days, I used to be Mr. Nintendo, and I would be in the North Bergen store at Toys R Us, and I would talk to all the kids and parents about their games, and it really did help my ability in public speaking because I had to go one-on-one with people I didn't know, and from all ages, talking to little kids, to their parents, reviewing these games, and I was a gamer back then. You know, when I was doing this, we were going from NES, the NES was the big system, and going to the Super Nintendo at that time. Toys R Us was a great place to work. And again, when we talk about minimum wage, these were all kids working in there. But you did have some adults who put their time in over the years. It's a funny thing about Toys R Us employees. After I left Toys R Us, and years would go by, you know, my kids got older, so we weren't going to Toys R Us like we did constantly when the kids were younger. You would go and you would still see the people you worked with 8 years ago working in that store. Because long term, there was a good job at Toys R Us, and there was a good pay. But for the kids working the holidays, weekends, Toys R Us was great. It was a great place. You weren't making a ton of money, but you were making money as a kid, and you didn't need all these skills. You just had to stock the shelves. What went wrong for Toys R Us? Well, Amazon, for one. Tell you what, actually, Amazon and Toys R Us at one time partnered back about 15 years ago when Amazon was first starting out. Toys R Us wanted to get into e-commerce. Amazon was working their way up as being the giant they are. And Toys R Us was figuring, well, Amazon can teach us how to do e-commerce. Actually, what happened, Toys R Us told Amazon how to sell toys. So that didn't work out. And Toys R Us never really had an online avenue. There was no real outlet. They tried, but it never worked. Same thing with Walmart. They keep trying. It never works. They can't copy what Amazon has done. They reorganized their debt about 8 years ago, and nobody benefited from this. You know, they were paying like $400, $600 million a year in interest payments. And they did the deal, and then like 2008 came by, and the economy went tank, and Toys R Us, that was the nails were starting to be put into the coffin there. They changed how their stores were designed. And one time you had aisles. You wanted to find something. I used to memorize the store when I was missing Nintendo. I was working for Nintendo, but I knew where every friggin' thing in that store was and used to have aisles. After that, they kind of had like an IKEA setup. And that wasn't conducive. You couldn't find things easy enough. See, when people would come to me and say, you know, where's ants in my pants? I'll never forget this. The woman went over to the manager and said, I'm looking for ants in my pants. And it was an odd thing for someone to say. The manager said, you know, we don't have that. I'm sorry, it's out of stock. And this other woman who was a regular in the store, Christmas shopping, said, go ask that guy. He knows where everything is. So the woman goes over, do you ever hear ants in your pants? And I'll never forget. I said, oh, yes, it's in 2C. It's on the top shelf in what we call overstock. Sure enough, they were there. My Nintendo days, it was a fun place to work. You got to deal with all these kids. It was a great job. And as we talk about Toys R Us closing, and they're going to liquidate, and, you know, it was a great toy store. I went through the Cabbage Patch with my kids. I bought my first my video game system, Odyssey. Then I went back and got ColecoVision. Then I went back and got NES. Then I eventually got Super Nintendo, and my kids became gamers, and we had the GameCube. We're Nintendo people. I want everybody to remember, a lot of people are losing their jobs. And these are jobs when these kids want that job for Christmas and the summer. One of the greatest places to work will be gone. Will somebody pick up the lost business? I don't know. I know the North Bergen store closed years ago. I think it's a gym now. It's unfortunate. But really, they have no one to blame but themselves. Sorry, Jeffrey Giraffe. All right, we're at a show. You're watching the Hudson County show. You be good, you be safe. I'll talk to you Tuesday on the Jersey City show. Good night.